Good morning, friends. It is a fantastic day out here. It's beautiful. It's still a bit cool right now. We have some temperatures coming that are going to be very humid and warm today. But at this moment, it's quite early. The sun has just come up in the last hour. And boy, have I got some news for you. This past week has been, you know what, I can only say incredible. Several things have happened that are just absolutely newsworthy with my life. So welcome to the next episode of PRiMO Times, and at a moment I'm going to bring you up to date on what's been going on. Let's go for a walk. Okay, so I'm going to keep the camera facing just at a side angle here a little bit to keep you from getting our beautiful little star in the image. So as I go for a walk, near my place we have this railway track, as you can see, and it's still an active railway, but it's only used a few times in any given week by a local private rail hauler. It's not a main line anymore, and you can tell that from some of the maintenance of the rails down here. They're not so hot, let's say. At any rate, this past week has been you know, it's been a combination of letdown and then also a couple of very exhilarating moments. So I'll just, I guess, start at the beginning. As you know, last episode, Boxxy was missing. She was you know, gone forever. Who knows where, chopped up in parts. A week or so ago, I got word from work that they wanted me to come back for an evaluation, and my therapy from my PTSD thing has been coming along very well. I'm very, very pleased with the results I've been getting from my psychologist at our sessions, and the method of recovery that he's been using. It's been going very well. So this past Thursday, as I speak to you now, was a day set up for a reevaluation for my workplace, which was great. However, earlier in the week before that, since I had already received a a very fair settlement from the insurance, excuse me, for Boxxy. I had started poking around and looking around for different vehicles nearby that I might be interested in for the next project. And I looked at different vehicles, many different vehicles. I just wasn't sure which way I was going to go. Was it going to be a commercial body? Maybe go smaller? Maybe something in the same size? I just, all over the place. I had no idea what I was going to go for. And, as my search went on, I had gone back to ideas that I thought about, years ago. And one of those ideas was an ambulance chassis. And this idea is not new. It's something I had pondered about, well, when I first started thinking about moving on to a project like this. That was probably 3 years ago. I thought that could have been a possibility. Anyhow, I found, about 2 weeks ago, I found one that quite interested me. And I like to overthink things, to evaluate things, to research things, to try and learn as much about something I might not be sure about. However, in doing that, you eat up time. And I finally set up an appointment to see this one particular vehicle that interested me very much. And my arrival time for that appointment was 36 hours late because someone bought it after I had made the appointment to take a look at the vehicle and lost that one. So now I had to look at the next possibilities that were giving me interest. A couple of them were a little further away, actually a lot further away. At any rate, I zeroed in on two particular units that I really liked. Their design, their style, their options, overall condition, the miles, kilometers on the vehicles are a little bit high. But vehicles like this receive absolute top maintenance, beautiful maintenance. On these units, when something goes wrong, it's fixed right away. There's no waiting, there's no questioning. They receive the best of care that way. So while researching these units, I zeroed in on the two that I told you about. Well, then something else happened. While I'm still doing the pondering and thinking about these units, on the day that I'm doing my evaluation for the city, going back to work, and I can feel my phone ringing, vibrating several times during the hours that we were out. And, hey, if it's important, somebody will leave a message. It's all good. So I get back to the offices after the evaluation and finally get to check the messages. And it's a police detective from our city. And it's a simple one-liner that shocks the beans right out of me at that moment. And he says, "We found Boxxy." Yep, you heard me right. They found old Boxxy truck. So, you know, at this point it's been gone or missing 5 weeks. And I didn't know if it was going to be chopped up into little pieces or ground up and turned into a square cube, you know, like they do to junk metal these days and ship them off to different countries. Or maybe it became a hot dog stand, or I don't know. Anyhow, he said that overall it is in good shape. There was some damage done because when they were taking Boxxy originally, they took it very rough, like just looking for a train, make sure we're still safe here. So when they took Boxxy, they took it very, very rough and did a lot of damage underneath the engine. With the front fan, the radiator in that area was literally attacked, torn apart with some of the towing equipment that they used to pull it onto a flatbed. At any rate, so she lost a lot of fluids on the ground at that time. But there was only one other scratch that apparently was put on the driver's side somehow when they were getting it into the spot they were putting it into. So he tells me where it's at, but that they've already called another tow truck to take it to their storage yard, or where they use to store Boxxy. Hearing that it's in decent shape, I figure I may have a chance to recover some of my internal possessions, because here where I live in Canada, and I don't know if it's the same where you live, but a vehicle is divided into 2 insurance payouts here where I am at. So one is the chassis, the vehicle itself, the automobile as it is. That's covered under the vehicle insurance policy. And then if you want to choose to collect on any contents you lose, the stuff you have inside, you know, the trunk, the glove box, you know, dash cameras, anything like that, then that goes under my homeowner's insurance. So, you know, I put a claim through for the chassis, for Boxxy itself, but I did not claim the contents. I took that as a loss, which would have been, well, over $1,000 more, maybe. So at any rate, if I can get the contents back, that's wonderful. So I found out where it was going to for the next secure yard, and I went to see Boxxy on Friday morning, and I was quite upset to see Boxxy again. She looked really good as I approached her through the holding yard. You know, you'd expect to see a burned out hull or all smashed up or graffiti. None of that. She was very clean, very shiny. Boxxy doesn't belong to me anymore. Once the insurance settlement was done, that's it. She belongs to the insurance company. The insurance company gave me permission to get into Boxxy because I still had all of her keys, and get into Boxxy and get my contents out, which I did. And of course, the benefit for the insurance company is they get all the keys. They get the ignition key, the door key, the fuel tank key, etc. So that makes it better for them when Boxxy goes to the auction. At any rate, there wasn't much I could do. I cleared out Boxxy. I pretty much got everything that was in there. I mean, absolutely everything. I had to leave the cat table. So that'll be good, because much of those items that were in Boxxy I can obviously use on the next project. And that was it. I'm glad I have some good pictures, some videos, some memories of Boxxy as I left. Most likely that's the last time I'll be able to touch and see it. And yeah, there's a minor connection. I think a lot of it was mental because, well, yes, we know I'm a bit mental. But I had a lot of high hopes, plans, big wishes to make Boxxy work, to make it something special. But that's over. The next chapter is now, you know, right on me, literally. So, later on Friday, after seeing Boxxy, after filling up Vanny with a bunch of stuff from Boxxy, I realized I need to make a decision. I need to move quick. I'm not going to lose the chance at another good vehicle, potentially. So, of the two vehicles in Manitoba, just outside Winnipeg, and yes, that's a long way to go, folks, I know. Driving is about 25 hours from where I live. So I called the gentleman, Ken is his name, who was selling the vehicle which I had selected as the prime choice. And I literally flat out told him, what do I need to do to secure the purchase of this unit? So I sent him a deposit, and it is definitely going to be there Monday morning when I fly into Winnipeg and Uber my way to the location where he's at, just outside in a small town. So that's happening, and that's actually tomorrow from when I'm speaking to you now. In less than 24 hours I fly to Winnipeg. One-way ticket, folks, one-way ticket. That means either way I'm coming home in something new to me. So that's happening regardless. At any rate, things are what they are. Life has really been tossing some powerful curveballs, I think, at my life. Again, I cannot centralize me on this whole planet. I'm just going through some shit luck times. And I know there are some of you out there that are going through worse times. And I'll tell you, man, I respect people that have the mental strength to go through things like this and come out the other side with at least a half good attitude. And that's what I'm really trying. I'm doing my best every day, and I think it's working. So anyhow, look, I appreciate you checking back in with me here on this episode. It's amazing to have you as always. I do appreciate you checking out my videos and staying with me. I promise there are some good times coming. I just need to work at it and make those happen. Please, please touch the like down below. If you'd like, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out as well. And again, I promise not to bother you with silly videos, only important stuff. So I'm hoping the next episode I'll give you some video of my adventures to Manitoba, Canada. It'll be my first time flying into Winnipeg, which is pretty exciting, I suppose. At any rate, folks, it's been great having you here. Thank you. Please take care of yourself and take care of those that you love.